Okay, Darcy, today making trapezoids with tangrams. So let's think about what we've done. We've made what? We made squares with tangrams, right? Then we made rectangles with tangrams. In fact, making rectangles with tangrams, you should have done some work that looks like this, right? So here we see 1, 2, 3 pieces, a square and 2 triangles. Here we see the medium triangle and then the 2 small triangles making a rectangle. This one, the parallelogram, and then the small triangle, making a rectangle. Here's using 4 tangram pieces, the parallelogram, and the 2 small triangles, right? That's this one right here. And then we added the square to make a rectangle. This one right here is kind of like this one right here, the medium triangle, the small triangle. But this small triangle, slide it over and fit the parallelogram in. And now you have a rectangle. Now this one, very much like this one, right? The medium triangle and 2 small triangles. And then just add the square to it. And then we get this one, and this one's like a whole new idea. Using the large triangle, the medium triangle, and the 2 small triangles. And you got a rectangle. What about 5 pieces? Right? Well, the 2 large triangles, the 2 small triangles, and the square. Right? Notice these first 3 using the 2 large triangles to make a square and then adding something to it. Right? So here we took this one right here and added to it. Here we took this one here and added to it. Here we took this one here and added to it. Okay, so the first 3 here, we took each of our 3-piece rectangles and simply added them to the 2 large triangles that made a square to make our rectangle. Now this last one here, a little bit different, okay, but you can see it's kind of this one right here. Here's the large triangle. Here's the medium triangle. And there's the 2 small. Now the 2 small have kind of been reoriented. They're sitting differently because we slipped in the second large triangle. Okay? Anyway, that was last time, making rectangles. Now we're going to talk about making trapezoids. Okay? By the way, before we get any farther into this, section 3 on your warm-up practice 4. Warm-up practice. W-U-P, warm-up practice 4 to section 3. So if we're going to make trapezoids, it's probably going to be a good idea to remind ourselves of what a trapezoid actually is, right? Now we know that rectangles have 2 pairs of parallel lines, right? In fact, if you follow these dotted lines right here, that's a rectangle, isn't it? And here's 1 pair of parallel lines, and here's a second pair of parallel lines. Okay, so a trapezoid is different than that, though. It shares something in common with the rectangle, but then has something different than a rectangle, if that makes sense. A trapezoid can only have 1 pair of parallel lines. Okay, so I want to emphasize that a trapezoid does have 4 sides, just like a rectangle, but it has 1 and only 1 parallel side, right? So if we do, maybe I can just do it. Let's see, shapes. Give me a, that's a trapezoid, right? How do we know? How would we know if that's a trapezoid or not? Well, how many parallel sides does it have? How many pairs of parallel sides? it has one pair, right? These two ends are not parallel, so it's a trapezoid. In fact, these end lines, let's see if we can. Oh, I don't know if I can. If I grab that, right? Oh no, what did I just do? Oh, I guess it's going to do both sides, but all right. So see, there it is, a rectangle, and now it's a trapezoid, right? All right. So your goal is to make trapezoids using 2 tangram pieces. Okay, now one way you could do that is, well, you could see, I think you could see on here, here would be a trapezoid. If we put those 2 pieces together, just like they're sitting, right? If you brought this triangle right up against that square, what would you have? You would have the square, and then the triangle this way, right? Something like that. That's a trapezoid, right? Here's one pair of parallel sides. In fact, if we take out, oh no, didn't want to do that. I just wanted to take out that one line. It took out the whole thing. So if we take out, I don't know where I am. There we go. If we take out that line, maybe the trapezoid becomes a little more apparent, right? So there's one way to do a trapezoid, and you should find other ways, okay? So I want you to make, I don't know, 3 or 4 trapezoids using just 2 tangram pieces. And then, after you've made 3 or 4 of those, just using 2 pieces, I want you to use as many pieces as you can to make the largest trapezoid. Okay? Now, I think it's possible to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's possible to use all 7 pieces to make a trapezoid. That would be the largest trapezoid you'd be able to make. But you make the largest one you can, use as many of the pieces as you can to make a trapezoid. So let me see 3 or 4 trapezoids just using 2 pieces, and then let me see a trapezoid using as many pieces as you can. So it needs to be more than 2, but the most it could be is 7, because that's the most pieces we have. Okay? Now in worksheet 81, the worksheet has a large shaped trapezoid near the top of the page, and you're going to use your tangrams to make a trapezoid that fits the shaded area, and then draw that trapezoid with your drawing tools. So you need 6 different trapezoids, and what that means is that you're going to use 6 different arrangement of shapes to build the shaded trapezoid near the top of the page. Okay? So, for example, you should be able to use a large and a medium triangle. Okay? To make a trapezoid like the large shaded trapezoid near the top of your page. Right? So now there's one of the 6. So now you need to make 5 others, all using a different arrangement of pieces, tangram pieces. Okay? So enjoy section 3, warm-up practice 4, and worksheet 81. Use your drawing tools. Be careful in your work. Do the best you can to draw nice, precise figures. Okay? Enjoy.